going for that booty. What up, gang? If you're watching the VOD, I appreciate that. Here we go. Oh, I need to pull up the chat. Let me do that real quick. Doc, YouTube. Where the hell is the chat? There it is. The chat, bro. The SCHATT. The chat, bro. Not to be confused with shat on the floor, dude. Oh, there's so much Tate drama going on about some stupid stuff. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Yo, you dapped up the doorman. Yo, I appreciate that. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Silver. Silver bug. Silver bug. I would like a hug for my silver bug. Beautiful. Absolutely tremendous. Tremendous, tremendous. Look at that. You kidding me? What the hell's up with this? Is this moved? No, no way this moved. Oh, because this is the wrong one. Wait, what? Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Over here. Oh, yeah. All right, now we're bulling. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely sexy beyond belief. $100 silver. $100 silver is amazing, but should people really be buying the high? I mean, I'm not a financial advisor at all. All I'm sitting here, I'm not making any emotional moves. I'm not sitting here freaking out. But yet again, market psychology wise, what goes up usually comes down. But I look at the market dynamics for silver and just the physical, the spreads in price over Asia to here compared to the physical, JP Morgan's position in it, the new processing facility, the DOD he's getting into. There's a lot of market dynamics that yet again in my mind, all right, cool if I'm buying the high or whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm holding silver and gold for years to come, as the central banks are, as all the countries are, because the day the fiat currency is on its way out, we need that neutral type asset, that trust layer back. So hard commodities, copper, oil. Obviously oil is like the name of the game, but I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling anybody to do anything. Me personally, I'm enjoying the ride right now. I'm enjoying the ride. I got some on the sideline. I want to pick up some XLM. In a bit. That's kind of what I'm waiting around doing. What up, Ivan? Silver accidentally took Viagra. Imagine we're sitting at a spot where silver and gold are infinitely more exciting than crypto right now. And these things are moving like meme coins. These things are moving like crypto. You know? All along, central banks buying gold behind your back, and CNBC is spoon feeding you fucking Bitcoin and Tom Lee and Michael Saylor. Makes you think, at least a little bit. But who knows? Maybe they just really care about your financial well-being. Maybe that's what it is, you know? Maybe they're that smart and because you got CZ now running around at one of the Davos meetings talking about, oh, I think Bitcoin goes in a super cycle this year like Tom Lee. I think we will see some positive price action in the crypto sphere when it's time. If that means waiting around till Thanksgiving or Christmas of this year, you know, waiting a whole other year, it is what it is. But Clarity Act drama still in full effect as we figured out. The permissioned domains is a huge one that's coming out. The 2-week timer has started, so that would activate around February 4th. Ondo Summit on February 3rd. That's where I see product announcements. You know, Davos isn't necessarily crypto focused. They float the narrative around on the world stage. Tokenization, oh, this, that, like how are we going to leverage it? Everything tokenized, all this shit. They don't really get into the nitty gritty. Ondo, which is an offshoot of BlackRock and Fidelity, you guys know, and others involved heavily too, but that's where the products, in my mind, because that's the emphasis, and that's what we got to keep our eyes on. Morning, Shepherd. Copper found on the side of the road, folks. That's what's up. There was a video of some reporter harassing Fink yesterday. It was great. I wonder if it's the one I'm thinking of that I retweeted. Guys, you can follow me on X, so you could sometimes find some of the good content I retweet. Because where is it? I think I know what you're talking about. Is it this one? They're not even harassing him. It's like the whole thing. He's up there spouting off. Oh, this year at Davos, it's the year of differences and communication and talking to each other and not being afraid of conversation. And then they go on the streets, all of them. They weren't just doing this to Fink. They were doing it to Bill Gates. They were doing it to Christine Lagarde. And they just ignore them. They're asking them completely valid questions about it because, yet again, at the end of the day, it's Hunger Games and they are the elites. And they're still doing what they do. And this was clear-cut proof because this guy ain't fucking answering nothing. Idiots. Bill Gates, yeah, Bill Gates was there. They were harassing him about, like, the vaccine side effects and stuff like that. And they were like, the same thing. It's like, what makes you an expert on vaccines? You were out there parading it. Everyone needs to take this, all this shit. He's trying to modify the weather. He had, like, plans to back in the day, shoot shit up, dust in there. Like, layer. He's over here. He was on the Big E Island a bunch. Remember his ex-wife was on, like, 60 Minutes or some shit. And the interviewer asks Bill Gates' ex-wife about his relationship with Epstein, and she's like, I'm not talking about that. And they're like, okay, all right, move on. He owns half of American farmland. I don't know if that's factually true, but I do remember hearing that narrative. I wouldn't be surprised if he owns a good chunk of it, though. Yeah. Everyone needs to remember, you haven't lost money unless you cash out. I don't necessarily like when people say that because that's not, like, I get it, but when things are good, you haven't made money, so you can't. Yeah. I get that argument, but on the same hand, I'm like, I don't know. Say something really bad happened and you needed to liquidate. That's the value you're getting at the time that you liquidate. That's how I view it. Which, yet again, it's like, yeah, not until you sell, but I don't know. On one hand, I'm frustrated XRP hasn't moonshot yet. On the other hand, I'm grateful for more buying opportunity. Yeah. Not true. He owns a lot, but not enough to make a difference. It's a great investment because they can't print more land. That's true, but they could definitely steal it. Well, does he actually own it? If you have to pay tax on it for the rest of your life until you die, otherwise they just come and take it, do you actually own it? You get what I'm saying? Oh, Mike, you're such an idiot. You gotta pay property taxes. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? A piece of land you own. You don't own it. You're leasing it. Let's be real here. Which is insane. Insane. You will own nothing and be happy. That motto's already been in place, dude. Fucking buy a car. Yeah, don't pay your insurance, or don't pay your taxes on your car. Fuck out of here. Tax on farmland is low because it's undeveloped. Hey, that's what's up. Is Bill a front man? Property taxes are unconstitutional. Yeah, they don't give a fuck, though. Trinity, tell that to Raj holders? What's that? Starving games incoming. Coming to a mealworm near you. Shout out mealworm. Yo, what up, Ant? Ant. The Ant Bully. Guys, be sure to hit the like button real quick. It takes 3 seconds. Literally takes 3 seconds. Got 66 people in there, 25 likes. It's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, that's it. What up, Link? Sorry if I'm missing anybody. Canadian Independent News, Rebel News. Yeah, Rebel News is funny. But like the video, boys. Yo, I appreciate that, Alex. For real. You know, I'm missing Opulence. What's good? How are we feeling about $100 silver? Are we happy? Are we sad? Are we neutral? Do we think we're tapping that 589 this year? I don't know if we're tapping 589 this year, but I see silver higher than where it is right now. Scared? Damn, don't be scared. Or just hit some push-ups. Hit a couple of sets of push-ups till failure, and then tell me if you're still scared after that. Silver still has 4x move from here. Yeah. It's hard to think about because, yet again, like we say, when you see the chart vertical like that, the amount of gains it's had in 2 years and even 1 year, you should be skeptical. You buy when things are bloody in the street, the typical thing. Like the fire sales in crypto, that like 10/10, October 10th. That was a beautiful. And here we are though. We're back around 193. Yeah, but that 187 seal kind of is what seems to be the new base layer. That 187 price it hovers around. Dude, I can't believe that day. It was one day we shot. Yo, Opulence with the Canadian $10 Schmeckle super chat. Keep the silver train coming. I've been holding for many years. It's about time. Yo, I appreciate that, Opulence. Appreciate that. I know the camera's shaking. I gotta get a different tripod for this. So I gotta like not touch the desk. I appreciate that. Even at $50, a little $2 last year, it was wild. Yeah. HYMC, the most underrated mining stock ever. I definitely have wanted to start looking more into the mining stocks. But buy a decent boat and live on the water. Only true freedom. Is that the only way? Yeah, but what happens when you get like I guess you just go somewhere that's warmer? I don't know. Maybe that is the move. February 17th, we go from the year of the snake to the year of the fire horse. I don't know what any of that means, OSAS pizza, but you're scaring me. Are you tracking the massive storm coming to the States? It's hitting like 30 states, yeah. I mean, I'm not actively tracking it, but I heard there's a crazy storm coming. And then I see people debating it on Twitter. They're looking at a chart and they're like, how the fuck are they projecting this thing to get here when it's not even showing up yet? I got no clue. I'm not a weatherman. Look into junior mining stocks. Get the basket one, SIJL. I am in Northwest Tennessee, so I am watching the storm, yeah. A bunch of people are getting hit like crazy, weaponizing the weather. I mean, we definitely know throughout the decades, they definitely have messed with weather modification to certain extents, creating clouds and shit, which is crazy. They've done a great job at stigmatizing certain things and psyoping. Like you say, weather modification, people think that's such quack shit. Like just for the scientific front of like agriculture, you don't think they would want to potentially look into like being able to modify the weather to help to their advantage, whatever their advantage would want to be. It was shit, I think, Bill Gates, years ago, there were conversations or something. They were looking into how to combat hurricanes. Some shit like that. Or that was DARPA. Some program was looking into how to combat it. And like go in and spray fucking hot water. Something crazy, dude. World War III. That's what the storm is. It's World War III. I can find actual footage of them doing from the ground. If you're talking about the cloud thing, I've seen that video. They've released news articles throughout the years about making it snow in China or rain in the desert. I mean, they're definitely trying. They're doing things behind the scenes we can't even fathom. Hey, what up, Hollywood? Minus 32 degrees here in the morning, no school. Yeah, that's what's up. Nah, vid was start of World War III. War doesn't look the same. I don't know. Would you say that's war, or would you say that, I guess that is a war, but like on us though? Would you say that's the war, or that was the trigger for the Great Reset? Because they literally laid out the plan. Yeah, who? Is it Bilderberg? Whoever was behind the document Operation Lockstep. I forget which entity that was, but they lay it out. They've signed treaties in the 50s that you use weather modification across borders. I don't doubt it, man. So was this a China cloud? They're sending a China snowstorm our way? Or Australia? They've signed treaties that you can't use weather modification across borders. If you think they care about that, I don't know about that. Yo, what up? What up, KC? BRICS will cause war when they fully make their move. I'd argue they're already making their move. An old Top Gear video had a cloud making machine. Yeah, I mean, they can fucking do it. People, like, it's yet again, it's like they've stigmatized certain topics. All the world is a stage. It's those with power versus those without. Even if we the people are the ones who really have the power, they want us to forget this. Divide and conquer. Oldest trick plan in the book. And watching the WEF unfold yet again for a week straight. you realize how crazy the divide is. You even had Donnie, when he was up there giving his first speech when he arrived, talking about the fine balance of home ownership and making it affordable, and the dance he has to do, because he goes, we can crash the market if we really want to, but then that fucks over the boomers and shit who have all their wealth in a house, you know. So it's the fine balance of, you got to keep the rich happy, because the rich are who keep you in there, essentially, you know, and they're the ones who, at the end of the day, they're the ones with the control. It's not like we don't all know this already. Well, poison in the sky and the food and the medicine kill the baby strap. What the hell? We've all been at war. The war has never stopped. War never changes. Trump will bring in the gold standard. That's his new golden age. I guess we'll find out. We got to keep our eyes on mid-February for the World Liberty Financial Mar-a-Lago Accords potential. War never changes. My plan is to sell all paper silver at about 500 USD before 589, just in case that is the trigger. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine if they were going to implement a trigger like that, I imagine it would arrive before that price. Because already $100 is kind of getting crazy. So I'm wondering if we will have some sort of retracement. But yet again, I mean, you look at something like the GameStop stuff, and I guess even like crypto, when things are going parabolic, everyone always thinks, oh, there'll be a retracement. There is a point where there might be a retracement. It's just a matter of what is that fucking point. But when you're talking something, yet again, that is the actual physical item that you need to advance as a civilization, do those rules apply? Because there's the reason there's the manipulated fucking fake paper price, and because you're not going to go into a store and buy fucking $100 an ounce. You're not going to get that price for the actual physical metal. Not in this reality. So, that's insane. That is insane, dude. And it's, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, you get these long accumulation periods, and then eventually it happens. It happened with Amazon stock. It happens with anything large. It ain't fucking happening overnight. And that's just more beautiful. If you know what you hold, you accumulate over time. Wow. And then it pays off. You know the day will happen. That's crazy. That is crazy, dude. Even gold. Gold is still ripping ass. About to tap a $5,000 gold. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Man, CZ, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, CZ and Tom Lee, that we do get a super cycle this year, but central banks are not stacking Bitcoin. The central banks are not, but the Trumps and the Lutnicks love it. I'm sure Larry Fink loves it to a certain extent. I think he knows that's not the future. His future is tokenization. You ain't tokenizing dick on Bitcoin, unfortunately. Silver just broke $100 on the chart I'm watching. Oh, yeah. I've had it up. Yeah, silver. Here we go. That's it. No one is buying it. You can't sell it. Physical silver, that is. Wait, what do you mean? What you saying? What you saying to me, boy? Ripping off drug users? I was seeing a lot of people say they can't sell their silver. Price may be up, but can't sell it. But sell it to who? Like, are you going to the shops? Why wouldn't the shops buy it? Women are about to start tokenizing that cooter. You know, guys, hit the like button. We got 115 people in it. We got 52 likes. That is some major time slacking. You're sitting there with your fupa hanging over your knees. At least you could do is hit the like button. Thank you. Gold is supposed to be priced at 7.4 times the price of silver. So if you calculate that, then you know where we are. There is a YouTube channel called Clear Value Tax, and it's an Asian guy. It's not the AI Asian guy. It's just an Asian guy. I forget his name. And he's really good. And months ago, he made a video talking about why he's buying silver. Lays it all out. Months later, here we are. So now he posted a video a week or two ago talking about his exit plan for silver. And he goes into that. He goes into the ratios that you should be pricing it according to gold. And then you get that ratio, and then you got to watch it to see the specific numbers, but you watch that. If it starts teetering this way more, then it's like, oh, maybe it's closer time to sell. So that's what he goes into in the video. When these numbers hit certain things, it might be time to get out. March is typically a big month for PM deliveries if those contracts default silver moons. When is National Bagpipe and Paper Money Day? Because people remember they were talking about that in relation to the Bearable Guy video. And that, imagine 589 happens in correlation with all that. COMEX rule. March 10. What about this Professor Jiang China propaganda guy? I don't know what you're talking about. Bulk buying 925 silver jewelry from stores melted into value XRP silver coins. They are still selling silver jewelry at thrift stores cheap. Brad said all-time high this year. Well, let's hope. I mean, we've been down and sideways action since at least October 10th. You know, this has been going on a while now. This sideways accumulation type movement. So, I can't imagine moving completely sideways like this for the remainder of the year. I can't see it, especially with midterms coming up. XDC was up about 9% yesterday while everything else was down. Settled at 4+%, but still a top gainer. Because you guys were telling me about H-bar a little more yesterday, saying military grade token and all this shit. So then I watched a single video of this guy trying to explain it, and I got to do more research for sure. Because then I was like, I don't know if I could trust this guy, so I went to his channel and I watched his other video. He just explains crypto and he explains XRP. He got everything wrong in the XRP video, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And I go, okay, so I don't even know if I could trust anything he said about the H-bar video. Just look up H-bar Council. What makes a coin military grade? I got no idea. I just remember people yesterday were saying it was like a platform for military applications or something. But then I watched the video, and it's not even a blockchain. It uses a different type of technology. I forget the term for it, but that and IOTA use the same form, and they think that is superior to blockchain technology. Yeah. H-bar, yeah. Rumor? I don't know, Richard. I got no clue what's a rumor anymore. It aligns with the 3-month ETF inflow, also like Bitcoin had. That is true. Because what you're saying with it's a DAG, yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Watch Apex Crypto Insights with Jesse. He also just on Paul Barron's show again. XLM and H-bar are the buys right now. Keep stacking, buying a Lambo and every color. XLM is definitely the one, like I said, that I'm keeping my eye on. The price of it looks too good right now, 21 cents. Too beautiful. Yeah, so just subscribe. Yo, I appreciate that, Crypto Curtis. Guys, hit the like button real quick on the stream. It helps the algorithm. Because we have freaking 134 people in and 64 likes. So that's odd. It's a hash graph, not a blockchain. Yeah. Didn't I say that? Well, I didn't say hash graph, but I said it's not a blockchain. Quant. Hedera was mentioned by I assume you mean by the DTCC. What up, Cannabis Podcast? And start removing Mike. What you talking about? Removing Mike. What you talking about? What you talking about, bruh? Let's go. Big storm coming to Northeast and entire country. Not looking forward to it. Live in the woods means 4 to 7 days. No power. Yeah, dude, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. I'm sure the kids will like it because they'll get school off, but people who don't smash the like, yeah, for real, I gotta start banning people who don't hit the like button. That's a bannable offense. It's basically a bitch slap to the face with a glove. That's the epitome of disrespectful. Fucking $100 silver, man. Come on, when are we getting some XRP movement? Fucking boring. We know the inevitable outcome, but we want to have fun on the day-to-day. Eric Trump, a major milestone for USD1, says Eric. We're now larger than PayPal's digital dollar and growing into one of the most significant digital dollar platforms in the world. This isn't just about crypto. It's about building the future of global money. The shift is happening. Yeah, you guys still ain't past fucking RLUSD though, right? I don't think. This whole thing was just, this thing is just, you gotta be careful what you say. I'm not even gonna say it. Scam-ridden, scam-ridden. I'm sorry, I had to say it. $100 silver. Let's see what CZ is talking about.
I have very strong 2026. I'm not sure. You may be. I think I have very strong feelings that you will probably be a super cycle.
Be a super cycle.
2026, yeah.
For Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin.
And what?
2026. I'm not sure. You may be. I think I have very strong feelings that you will probably be a super cycle.
Be a super cycle.
2026, yeah.
For Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin.
And what?
2026.
He was saying a lot of outlandish statements yesterday, and I don't trust any of these actors on this board necessarily, but yeah, especially him. And but you know there's something in the works behind the scenes because he got pardoned. There's some major benefit to the crypto industry, I'd imagine, with the Trumps and this, whether it's him coming, whether it's Binance coming back to the U.S. or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting he's talking like this too now because we just saw Bitwise, I believe, file for a BNB ETF, and there was some other BNB news. This silver. Silver bugs on the weekend. I gotta be careful to fucking copyright that shit, dude. I didn't know Besant was actually this much of a savage.
We've seen the lack of energy security from this manic push for net zero, which I think we've seen in some recent scientific journals has been pushed back. Even
nah, I wouldn't say that's why, Tony.
1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees. I'm not sure it matters. If you look at what he's doing with his own money, it looks like he believes we're going to innovate our way out of any perceived climate problem. So I think that's on one side. And then again, I think we almost reached a Saturday Night Live moment a few years ago when it was, you're not going to own anything, you're going to eat insects. I mean, it was just the inmates were running the asylum at that point.
You're not into the bugs?
Well, I can tell you, after a few days of Swiss German food, I may switch to bugs. I'm bringing
brutal, Mr. Secretary.
Him, Lutnick, Jamie Dimon. I posted a video yesterday. You guys should check it out of a clip of Jamie Dimon, but you should also watch the full interview he did with The Economist at WEF. And these guys were, speaking out to their faces, unless it's scripted, I don't know, speaking out to the globalist agenda of, just saying it out loud. Like, you guys are fucking mental cases, essentially. Yeah, this is the type of shit where I go,
I have to say one thing about housing, because nobody ever says this. I am very protective of people that already own a house, of which we have millions and millions and millions.
Which
and
I guess is fair.
Because we have had such a good run, the house values have gone up tremendously. And these people have become wealthy. They weren't wealthy. They become wealthy because of their house.
Yeah.
And every time you make it more and more and more affordable for somebody to buy a house cheaply, you're actually hurting the value of those houses, obviously.
So what's the
because the one thing works in tandem with the other. And I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the value of people that own a house who, for the first time in their lives, are walking around the streets of whatever city they're in, very proud that their house is worth $500,000, $600,000, $700,000.
More than that.
Now, if I want to really crush the housing market, I could do that so fast and people could buy houses, but you would destroy a lot of people that already have houses. In some cases, they've mortgaged their house, and the mortgage would be very low, and all of a sudden the mortgage without any changes becomes very high, and they end up losing the house.
Yeah, I don't know that whole situation. I mean, it was a good start seeing him talk about banning institutional investors. And I forget, it was either Larry Fink or Jamie Dimon speaking at the WEF this week. And one of the people asked them, they go, oh, Trump's kind of taking a shot at you, it seems, because he's talking about not allowing fucking, yeah, institutional buyers to buy up homes. And I want to say it was maybe the Jamie Dimon one. A lot of good stuff out of that. Yet again, Scott Besson, an absolute savage. Who would have knew, dude?
People like Gavin Newsom. Cardi is actually one of the few people that Newsom has praised. He said he brought knee pads for some of the other European leaders that he thinks have been too accommodating to the president.
I think Gavin Newsom may be cracking up with some of these things he's saying. I think he may be in over his hairdo. And being on the national stage is very different than being governor of California with no signature achievements. But to say strange things like President Trump is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, what the hell does that mean? I could say Gavin Newsom is a brontosaurus with a brain the size of a walnut. And if you brought the knee pads, maybe that was for his meeting with Alex Soros. I don't know.
People like Gavin Newsom. Cardi.
Dude, that last line is tough, dude. Maybe it was for your meeting with Alex Soros, because that's 100% true, which is fucking hysterical. Insane. Who knew Scott Besson was a fucking savage, bro? Bro, he's funnier than Joe Rogan. That's crazy. He actually is. Guys, I got something serious to say right now. I'm being dead serious. If you haven't hit the like button, what the fuck are you doing? We got 141 people in there, 82 likes. That is insane. I'm about to send Scott Besson on your ass with a verbal assault that'll make your head spin if you don't hit that like button. Good morning from Vegas. Shout out Vegas. Hit the like ASAP. Appreciate that, Wonder Dad. I just RKO'd the like button. See, that's the type of fucking energy I need. The governments are portraying Trump as the bad guy so that the government can, so that government can use that to scare the people and keep the leaders into power. Had a call. Do you talk about them sending $589 billion over XRP Ledger? I got no idea what that question necessarily is, but I don't know. All right, bud, you got me. Like, yo. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Is the people in this industry are actually fucking moronic. I probably am too, but when I see stuff like this, remember Anthony Pomplebino? There is a higher likelihood that gold goes to $0 than Bitcoin does at this point. One is growing in value and the other is falling. Don't get caught on the wrong side of the paradigm shift. He tweeted this in March of 2021. You kidding me? Insane. Absolute fucking insanity. I don't, this could be photoshopped, whatever, but this does seem like some stupid shit he would say. So, take that with a grain of salt. Yet again, moronic people in the crypto space fucking tweeting shit that's not even right. There was another account that said, oh my god, UBS Bank, trillions, they're allowing crypto trade. No, it's more nuanced than that. UBS, $4.7 trillion AUM. Fantastic. They consider crypto trading offering for some private clients. That's the more nuanced take on it. I mean, considering isn't really the right word. It's just a matter of when. When do they choose to execute these moves on the chessboard? Yeah, that's the type of shit we want to see. Because then if you follow the Bitcoin account, they're like, oh my god, UBS is allowing Bitcoin buying. It's like, no, it's fucking idiots, man. Idiots. Let's hope CZ's right, though. CZ. Oh, this was the other Binance moves I saw. They moved to secure an EU approval, filing for a Mika license in Greece. There we go. BNB chain has always been an interesting one to me too, but yet again, you could throw. I mean, seeing that get an ETF, yeah, he gets pardoned. I don't know. There's something big in the works with Binance, man. Something big. If you, yeah, this guy, absolute moron. The value, well, not a moron. He's just saying that the value of $5,000 invested 15 years ago. All right, cool. Lays all these out. Tesla, 1.4 million. And then immediately when I read that, my mind went, all right, but what if you put it in crypto? And then Cobb, he goes, if you put $5,000 into XRP just 12 years ago, you would have 4.8 million. There's other cryptos you could apply that to too. Just insert X crypto, whatever the fuck you want it to be. It's the same thing every time. Number 1, Trump makes/implies a hyperbolic claim like, I'm willing to invade Greenland. And number 2, people lose their minds every time. Number 3, Trump pivots to a less hyperbolic demand. Number 4, people concede. TikTok, tariffs, Greenland. Do you get it yet? I don't know. I guess the question still comes down to if they do like own Greenland, or if the compromise is what they were floating around of they get designated sections of land stationed there for military applications, but who knows at this point. Who the frick knows, bruh? All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. What do we got? Okay, this is looking better. We got 146 people watching. We got 101 likes, though. We got to get that up. But I appreciate that, guys. Terp, what up, Terp? The rumor is that it was Besson who gave Elon that black eye last year. I do remember hearing that. I remember that whole thing. He's sitting behind Donnie at the desk, and they were announcing something, and he had the black eye. But yeah, and there were backroom talks saying, yo, maybe Besson is just fucking savage beyond belief. Got some red candy at 192. I don't even know what that is. I've waited over a day before on ETH transactions, then got hit with fees that make you sick to your stomach. Yeah, I don't know. I think I literally talked about ETH in yesterday's video. You guys should check that out too with the Jamie Dimon stuff. What up from New Zealand? What up? Shout out New Zealand. My favorite indie song is titled New Zealand. Not worried at all on the price. Now is nothing. Complete. Still accumulating. All right. U.S. gets minerals forever, I believe, is what he hinted at. I like what he said the other day when he said, there's no such thing as rare earth. There's such thing as rare processing. I like that quote. Because you got to remember they just got Venezuela too, even though they want Greenland. I do think Greenland, for the main part, is military-wise. I think it's more so that than like the minerals and stuff, but yet again, it's a whole plethora of reasons. Probably even way more that we have no clue. But we'll find out. I think we will. That's what I mean. Like, that's another giant catalyst. The tariff rulings, Clarity Act, the government shutdown. I think the House voted yesterday for their spending bill. It's like 1 point something trillion. Of course, you go in and you see all these NGOs and all this shit, all this money moving everywhere, as per usual. The fucking fraud, it just never stops. But people were saying, oh, so they passed it kind of with clear colors. It looks like we can avoid the government shutdown. But the next step after it is exactly the step what caused the last government shutdown. So we're not completely out of the clear yet, as some people are trying to report yet again. Insane. Yes, Dave on Digital Outlook YouTube channel reported that yesterday there was a $589 billion transaction that was via the XRP ledger. I could hardly believe it. 589 billion. Look it up. Really? But what, I mean, if it's just a transaction, though, I mean, if it's just, I don't know. That doesn't necessarily. He believes it was a trial transaction for display. I really have to hear what Dave said right now. Do I really have to? Those are the types of headlines, though, that just kind of like get people riled up. In my opinion. Let's see. I know Bearable Guy 589. What the hell is his name, bro? Dave? What the fuck? Oh, Digital Outlook. I typed in Digital Insight. XRP just approved scalability. Yeah, let me hear some of this.
And welcome to Digital Outlook. Guys, something big time just happened for XRP and the XRP ledger today. One of the biggest criticisms that XRP gets from a lot of these fundsters is that XRP and the XRP ledger has no scalability, that it cannot handle massive transactions, and it
Who
can't
says
even
that?
do it with speed or cost. Well, guys, I
Who says that? No one denies that anymore.
think someone was out there and they were wanting to actually prove all these fusters wrong, and boy, did they ever do it with tongue in cheek. Get this, a transaction has been validated on the XRP ledger for 589.5 billion. You heard that, guys. And
Oh, what?
get this, the fee for the transaction was 0.000012. Did you hear that? And of course, that 589 in there, and that's where I think it's tongue in cheek. Guys, they have just proven XRP Ledger can handle volumes that most of these ecosystems could not even scratch. And of course, to do it like that with tongue in cheek. Now, I'm going to put the link.
I would like comparisons for other like approved transactions because all right, yeah, that's a fun number, 589, but I would like to know. I mean, is that I don't know. Is that super significant? Like what am I missing?
But guys, right now we are watching the economy in the United States literally explode. Donald Trump was out there talking about how over $18 trillion of investment has just flown.
I'm definitely a
into the United
caffeine
States
addict.
because of course a lot of these companies, they are not interested in paying tariffs, so they're in here building their manufacturing plants right.
Yeah, all right, I understand all this already. Roger that. Roger that. You know, the vibes of that video were off because he did not drink his coffee. That's exactly what was going on with that. I knew something was up. Come on, let's get some fucking... Excuse my French. Let's get some frickin'... Get some frickin'... Oh, what's going on? Are we going in? What's this? Something about Iran? The Iranian regime is engaged in a ritual, blah, blah. Today's... Oh, they did sanctions. Trump slipped up and said something yesterday about that like our fleet is heading straight in that direction. I think we will get a move on that at some point, if I had to guess. Come on, is there any breaking news? I don't know. I hate listening to that dude drink his coffee, so painful. I'm about to start drinking my drinks in the microphone. Just to fuck with people. You come anywhere near my people, I will kill you. What's that from? If anyone knows what that's from, you're a real one. The Simpsons. No, it's not The Simpsons. Idiot. Passion without discipline is just a hobby. Man, who the fuck are you, Max Avery? What the hell? Zachy Boy was going at you and Jay Claver. Grayscale. B&B ETF. Sam Altman just saying how disgusting he is, probably. What is this? Wow, look at Elon here. This was in 2008. Wow. I started drinking coffee once I got an office job. Caffeine is awesome, dude. It's not like the mechanism in which you drink it isn't really good for you. But it is good. But then you get, just like anything, you get used to it. We're going into Iran, no doubt, but it might just mean bombing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we send troops on the ground. I think he does another one of those things. His famous 7-second war or whatever the hell it was when they sent the B-2s over there a couple of months ago and bombed some of the infrastructure or something. That's funny. What the fuck is that, dude? What the hell? Yo, I gotta unfollow this guy. He literally doesn't add anything of value for me. He just tweets such stupid shit. His face freaks me out too. Better to get it off my timeline, honestly. The Pfizer CEO. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a trustworthy guy, right? Ice cold water in the morning is 100% better than coffee. Yeah, I mean, if you don't get addicted to coffee in the first place, your energy levels are just naturally more stable and higher. But I also hear a lot of health craze around drinking hot water in the morning. Apparently that's a big thing in somewhere in Asia, something like that. I've been seeing a lot of talk about that. So, I don't know. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, water in any capacity. You should kind of only be drinking water, you know? Don't mess with David. We're talking about David. What are we talking about? He's my wife's spirit animal. Yep, coffee at 10 years old, lifelong. The Shanghai Silver Spread still $10. Yeah, that's as long as that spread's there. We're living in different realities. Pre-workout will have you bugging, dude. Pre-workout will have you just jittering like crazy. Not David Sachs, bro. Yeah, so Davos just kind of wrapped up. Well, it did wrap up. It's Friday. Nothing's really going to be moving today, probably. Save it till next week. Yeah. Guys, you can join our group, The Minutemen. Link in the description below for the Patreon. That's where the group's at. You can join the Discord by becoming a patron. Exclusive videos there weekly. I got one dropping within the next day or two over there. And that's the best place. If you like the live streams and the content, that's the best place to support it without having YouTube in the equation. That's it. We got to keep an eye on next week. I feel like the weekend will be pretty quiet for markets unless Donnie moves some military action on the weekend, because people think that might be the case in order to not have the markets open, obviously, to not have a harsh reaction. So who knows? Maybe we go into Iran tonight. I got no clue. All right, guys. I will see you in the next